30 forgotten church recipes from the 1970s no one makes anymore. In the 1970s, the church potluck wasn't just about food. It was about community, tradition, and heart. Passed around on paper plates, topped with whipped cream, and seasoned with love. Every woman had a signature dish. Every child had a favorite. And every church kitchen had that one big bowl of something giggly that always showed up. No matter the occasion, some of these dishes were sweet, some were savory, and some a little strange by today's standards. But back then, they brought people together. Over long tables covered in floral cloth, with the sound of laughter, prayer, and maybe a few whispered recipe secrets. Today, we're remembering 30 forgotten church recipes from the 1970s. The ones that faded over time, but still live in memories, tattered cookbooks, and handwritten cards tucked in old kitchen drawers. Let's dig in. 1. Cornflake Chicken Casserole. Creamy chicken, sour cream, cream of celery soup, and shredded cheddar, all layered into a casserole dish, and topped with crushed cornflakes for that crispy, golden crunch. It was the kind of dish that made people say, "Who brought this?" And yes, there was never any left. 2. Green Jell-O salad with cottage cheese and pineapple. Every potluck had one, that bright green gelatin dish, filled with crushed pineapple, cottage cheese, and sometimes chopped walnuts or marshmallows, served cold and jiggly, in a glass bowl or a molded ring. Some called it a salad, others called it dessert. Either way, it was church. 3. Hot ham and cheese party rolls. Thin slices of ham and Swiss cheese rolled into buttery crescent dough, brushed with a sweet mustard glaze, and baked until golden, served warm from a foil-covered tray, and usually gone by the time the line got halfway around the table. Sweet, savory, and perfect for both Sunday brunch and Wednesday night Bible study. 4. Potato chip and tuna bake. A humble but filling casserole of canned tuna, cream of mushroom soup, and peas, baked with egg noodles, and topped with crushed potato chips, creamy, salty, crunchy, the kind of dish that fed a crowd on a budget, and somehow made you feel comforted all the way down. 5. Cherry Coke Jell-O salad, a sweet, sparkly treat made from cherry gelatin, canned cherry pie filling, and a splash of Coca-Cola, chilled until firm and topped with Cool Whip. It was bubbly, sweet, and sat proudly in the dessert section of almost every fellowship hall. 6. Macaroni and cheese with egg and evaporated milk, not the boxed kind. This was the real deal church mac and cheese. Elbow macaroni baked in a casserole with shredded cheddar, a couple beaten eggs, and evaporated milk to hold it all together. The top perfectly browned and just a little crispy. Creamy, rich, and always worth seconds. 7. Ground beef and tater tot bake. A layer of ground beef seasoned with onion and garlic, topped with cream of mushroom soup, and finished with a neat row of frozen tater tots, baked until golden and bubbly. It was a kid favorite and a guaranteed hit at Wednesday night suppers. Some folks added peas or corn. Others kept it simple and let the tots shine. 8. Banana flip cake. Inspired by the banana flip snack cakes from gas station shelves, but made big for a crowd. Moist yellow cake filled with fluffy, banana-flavored whipped frosting, folded in half like a giant sandwich, and dusted with powdered sugar, sweet, soft, and gone in minutes. If you saw this one on the dessert table, you ran, not walked. 9. Spaghetti pie. Cooked spaghetti mixed with butter, eggs, and Parmesan, pressed into a crust in a pie plate, then layered with ricotta or cottage cheese, seasoned ground beef, and topped with marinara and mozzarella, baked until firm and cheesy, then sliced into wedges. It was weird. It was wonderful, and it always made folks ask for the recipe. 10. 7-layer salad in a trifle bowl, a visual masterpiece, usually brought by the lady who always wore the best hats. Layered from bottom to top, lettuce, tomatoes, peas, onions, shredded cheddar, chopped boiled eggs, and a thick spread of mayo dressing right on top, served cold, scooped with a big spoon, and eaten whether you liked peas or not, because you didn't want to offend the lady who made it. 11. Chicken and rice, baked with Lipton soup mix. This one was pure 1970s genius. Raw white rice, cream of mushroom soup, a splash of water, and dry onion soup mix sprinkled on top. With bone-in chicken thighs laid over the whole thing, it baked for over an hour. And when it came out, the rice was soft, the chicken tender, and the top golden with onion white crunch. It was a whole meal in one dish, and required 0 stirring. 12. Peach pretzel salad. Yes, another salad that belonged in the dessert section. Crushed pretzels, mixed with butter and sugar, formed the base. Then came a layer of cream cheese and Cool Whip, topped with peach gelatin and canned peach slices, sweet, salty, crunchy, and wildly addictive. This one showed up at summer picnics and potlucks and always disappeared before the main dishes were halfway gone. 13. Cornbread chicken dressing casserole. Leftover cornbread mixed with cooked chicken, chopped celery, onion, sage, and cream of chicken soup. Baked until the top was golden and the smell filled the whole building. It was Southern comfort in a dish. And if someone brought it in a glass Pyrex with their name written on the lid in masking tape, you knew it was made with love. 14. Pineapple cheese casserole, sweetmeats, savory in a way only the 1970s could pull off. Canned pineapple chunks, cheddar cheese, sugar, and Ritz cracker crumbs, baked into a bubbly, sweetened, salty side dish that usually sat next to the ham. It sounded strange. It tasted like magic, and if you grew up with it, you miss it. 15. Chocolate mayonnaise cake. No eggs, no butter, no problem. This Depression-era favorite made a comeback in church kitchens, using mayonnaise instead of oil and eggs to create a super moist, rich chocolate cake. Topped with fudge frosting or a dusting of powdered sugar, it shocked newcomers and impressed everyone who took a bite. 16. Sweet and sour cucumber salad, a chilled side dish that showed up every summer beside fried chicken and ham. Thinly sliced cucumbers and onions, soaked in a sweet vinegar dressing with a touch of sugar, salt and black pepper, sometimes served in a big glass bowl, other times scooped from a mason jar someone brought straight from the fridge. Cold, crunchy, tangy, and surprisingly refreshing on a warm Sunday afternoon. 17. Hamburg corn casserole, ground beef browned with onions, mixed with canned corn, tomato sauce, and sometimes elbow macaroni, then baked with a crust of crushed crackers or shredded cheese on top. It was hearty, cheap, and made enough to feed half the congregation. You could smell it before you even walked into the fellowship hall. 18. Old-fashioned spoon bread, somewhere between cornbread and pudding. This soft custardy corn dish was a Southern classic passed down through generations. Made with cornmeal, eggs, milk, and butter, it was baked until golden and served warm. By the spoonful, not in slices, it was especially loved by older church members who remembered it from their childhoods. 19. Banana split cake, no baking required. Just layers of graham cracker crust, sweetened cream cheese, sliced bananas, crushed pineapple, whipped topping, and a drizzle of chocolate syrup, topped with chopped nuts and maraschino cherries. It looked like a party in a 9x13 dish. It showed up every summer, and you always hoped someone brought it. 20. Deviled egg potato salad. Regular potato salad was good, but this version brought it up a notch. Mashed hard-boiled eggs mixed with mayo, mustard, pickles, and spices, folded into chopped potatoes, so it tasted like a giant bowl of deviled eggs in potato form. Smooth, creamy, a little tangy, and always served in a big Tupperware bowl with a snap-and lid. 21. Chocolate oatmeal no-bake cookies. These were the emergency cookies you made when the preacher was stopping by unexpectedly. Just sugar, cocoa, oats, butter, peanut butter, and milk, boiled on the stovetop and dropped onto wax paper to set. They were sweet, chewy, and ready in minutes. No oven needed, and always eaten before the sermon ended. 22. Mock Swiss steak. A budget-friendly main dish made with ground beef patties, browned in a skillet, then simmered in tomato sauce with sliced onions and bell peppers. Served over mashed potatoes or rice, it mimicked the flavor of real Swiss steak, but cost a lot less. It wasn't fancy, but it filled plates and hearts. 23. Church Lady Cherry Delight. This layered dessert was equal parts Cool Whip, cream cheese, and canned cherry pie filling, all spooned over a graham cracker crust. It looked like something you'd find in a 1970s cookbook next to gelatin molds. And everyone had their own version. Sweet, creamy, a little tangy, and gone in seconds if you didn't get in line early. 24. Ham loaf with pineapple glaze. A mix of ground ham and pork shaped into a loaf, topped with a brown sugar and pineapple glaze, and baked until sticky and golden. It smelled like Easter, tasted like nostalgia, and usually came in a blue speckled baking dish wrapped in foil with someone's name written in Sharpie on masking tape. 25. Buttermilk pie. A creamy custardy pie made from pantry staples, buttermilk, eggs, sugar, butter, and a little flour, slightly tangy, sweet, and soft in the center with a crisp edge. It was a southern staple that made its way to churches all over the country. You didn't ask for the recipe. You just hoped it showed up at the next gathering. Would you like me to finish up with the final 5 recipes and wrap it up with a warm, voiceover-friendly outro to bring it all home? We're almost at the end, and these last few dishes are true legends of the church kitchen. Ready to close it out?